Hey guys, welcome to another recap of The Amazing Race. Last time they kind of left it as a cliffhanger. There was no elimination, it was just a continuation of the racing. So when they all got the clue, it said go back to Sydney, you gotta find this place called To Sail, To Stop, or is it, yeah, To Sail and Stop? To Sail, it was To Sail, To Stop. And they had to figure out that it was this anchor sculpture. And Jet and Cord, they had such a hard time trying to figure out that stupid flag thing with the compass, but they finally got it. When you got to the anchor thing, you had to sign up for one of two charter flights. Of course, you'd want to get on the first one. Well, Mel and Mike were having some troubles, especially Mel. His legs were all cramping up, and Mike was kind of freaking out because he didn't think that the race was worth his dad's health and everything, but they kind of worked it out. Mel was like, let me make the decision because, you know, it's my body. I know what's going on. So that's been it for now. You know, I really like them. I hope they can continue in the race. I hate when people have, like, physical limitations. It's so unfair. But I guess that's what it's all about. On the first flight, it was Keisha and Jen, Zev and Justin, Jamie and Cara, Margie and Luke, Mel and Mike, and Kent and Vixen. The Cowboys finally caught up. They figured out the flag thing, and they were able to catch up and be on the second flight because the second flight was in the morning. So, thank goodness, because it sucks being out first. Alright, so they finally, when they took the flight, they arrived. There was cars waiting. They had to drive to the living desert where there was a detour. And the detour was Spirit World or Natural World. Spirit World was you had to make this ground mosaic, because I guess the Australians are big on this. I don't know, I haven't seen too many of them. Then you have to dance on it. And the Natural World, which nobody chose, except for Amanda and Chris, because they had to do both, because it was the detour and they got penalized, was an Aboriginal spit paint stencil. Alright, so I love Zev. The best line out of the episode, I'm artistic and autistic. It brings me back to the past. My son loves to draw, by the way, and I can totally relate to Zev completely. But my husband was getting his hair cut one time, and he told the lady who was cutting his hair that his son was autistic. And she says, really? Does he like to draw? Either she needed to turn up the miracle ear or she didn't have a clue. Alright, so I hope he gave her a good tip so she bought a clue. Alright, everyone, like I said, picked the ground mosaic. Now, Vixen and Kent, I want to keep saying Kent, but it's Kent. He is a pain in the ass. He's like, Vixen, go get the children. I need children. We have to dance. We have to dance with the children. It turned out you didn't have to dance with the children, but, you know, he reminds me of somebody else that I know who's very needy. I'm not going to mention any names. Alright, Amanda and Chris, like I said, had to do both. When they went and did the spit one, she was having trouble spitting, so he finally figured it out and they got out of that. Ron and Christina were having a problem with the mosaic. What? I don't know. But it really wasn't that hard, so I can't understand. He is such a wet blanket, though. He's really getting on my nerves. They were in last place after the detour. So the next part was you had to go find the home of the Magpies, which is the Central Football Club. This was really fun. You had to dress up as a kangaroo. And you had to figure out that the periodic table that they gave you with Mercury and Bismuth highlighted was two streets that intersected where the next clue was going to be. This time around on the race, there's a lot of figuring out. Like in the past when they've had the race, everything was pretty much spelled out where you had to go. I mean, occasionally there would be like, well, they just gave you whatever and you had to figure it out. But this time there's a lot of figuring out. I mean, I guess they have to make it harder because these guys have been around the block a few times. So the kangaroo suits for this part were awesome. They had bouncy shoes. They had fake kangaroo babies in the pouch. And they even had to go past an animal control truck. I mean, you can't write this stuff. What makes me think Kent's done this before, though? I hope he's not one of those people who like to dress up in animal clothing all the time. All right, so Margie lost her foot cover. She had to go back and get it. Not a big deal. Again, Kent was very needy. When it was time to drive to the pit stop, he was like, Vixen, I need my shoes off. Come and take my shoes off, Vixen. I need them off. What is wrong with him? He's one of those guys who just likes to bark out orders and like have people fulfill his needs. It's really weird and annoying. All right, so the Junction Mini was the pit stop. Oh, I'm sorry, Junction Mine. It's been a long day. It's the pit stop, and Zev and Justin came in first, and they won a trip for two to Cancun. Very nice. Then Flight Time and Big Easy came in second, followed by Jet and Cord, Keisha and Jen, Margie and Luke, Mel and Mike. They made it in there along with Kent and Vixen, Jamie and Cara, Gary and Mallory. Then at the end, it was pretty much neck and neck between Ron and Christina and Amanda and Chris. Ron and Christina snuck in there, but Phil noticed that Ron called him Bill. And Phil was not too happy about that. But Phil handled it like a professional. So very good, Phil. Bill. Alright, so Amanda and Chris, they're eliminated. Sorry, guys. It sucks to be out first. It really does. It really sucks. I was kind of hoping it was going to be Ron and Christina because he's really getting on my nerves. I got nothing against Amanda and Chris. Next time, they're going to be in Japan. And one of my other least favorite teams possibly has a car accident. So that would be Jamie and Cara. So that's going to be messed up if they actually hit a pedestrian. Till next time, much love.